All right, and welcome back. So I wanted to run through the expectations for lesson 2 of our first 2 weeks of distance learning in biology. All the stuff that I'm going to go over can be found on the lesson 2 post found on Google Classroom, whether you're in my 3rd hour or my 4th hour. But if you want to get a big overview on the whole lesson, I do recommend going back to this biology weeks 1 and 2 lesson plan document that just lays everything out. So the last video I talked about was about lesson 1. This next one, of course, lesson 2. This is where we're going to be using the principles of inheritance by using Punnett squares. A Punnett square is just a square diagram that we use to help us predict the genotypes of a particular cross or breeding experiment. So to help us out with that, we have broken this lesson down into 4 different activities. You might want to start by reading the excerpt from the textbook. So everyone should have this copy. I'm not expecting you to read the whole thing right now. You might want to start off with just reading through 10.1, and then you scroll down, and that should actually be about it. Okay. So with those 2 pages, you can then read and complete the Intro to Genetics questions that go along with it. Now again, you can either do this on a separate sheet of paper or you can do it directly on the Google Doc. Okay, so when you're completed with that, you're going to turn that in to this lesson post on Google Classroom. Okay. Once you're done with that, activity 2 goes through a helpful video on Punnett squares. So there is a TED Ed video that we'd like you to watch through this link right here. Once you've watched that video, it's only a couple minutes long. You can answer these TED Ed video questions. I think there's only 5 of them, and they're like multiple choice. So you can either, again, print this off and circle it. You could highlight your response and turn that in. Don't forget, though, that question number 6 is a written question, so you're just going to have to fill out your complete response there. Okay, so you've done the activity 1, we've done activity 2. Activity 3, you are going to complete and submit Mendel's genetics worksheet, okay, by using the Punnett square notes. In other words, these Punnett square notes walk through how to create a Punnett square, and you're just going to copy down what I did onto your own document. Okay, so just like the guided notes that we take with the presentation, you're going to want to fill in the blanks with this one. Okay, so just refer back to the notes to finish that up. And last but not least, okay, once we've gotten a handle on what Punnett squares are and how they work, you're going to be doing activity number 4. Now this is using the information that we've learned from the previous activities. Complete and submit the simple dominance Punnett square assignment. Okay, so with this one, I believe there are 5 different practice problems. Okay, for each of these, you're going to have to create a Punnett square based on the information that it provides. Okay, so again, if you're unsure of how to make a Punnett square, I would recommend reading through those notes. Okay, I would recommend watching or rewatching this TED Ed video. Okay, and there's also plenty of resources online if you need anything extra. I'll try and post another video of me just walking through a Punnett square practice problem if you like, but like I said, there's so much stuff online. Feel free to check any of that out. Okay, so once you've gone through all of these activities, the items that you have to attach to lesson 2 on Google Classroom were these 4 again. Okay, so the ones that I just went through. So if you go back to Google Classroom and you scroll up to lesson number 2, you're going to have to open up that lesson and attach those 4 documents that way. Okay, whether you took a picture of it, whether you uploaded it, whether you're importing it from your Google Drive, whatever works best for you. It's just easier for me to grade your work and provide feedback when it's all in this lesson 2 segment. Okay, so those are the expectations for lesson 2. If you have any questions for that, please let me know.